Hi Ruth,
Hi, Lou. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Congratulations on your beautiful fashion film that was shown as part of Gareth Pugh's show. It was just amazing. The response has been incredible, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been really great. Thanks so much. It was a super amazing film to work on.
And it's so exciting, isn't it? Because I love the way that Gareth is so open-minded with how he presents, like the fact that he can do something that is quite immersive and is really multidisciplinary, like to have a fashion film alongside a runway show. It's quite an innovative
Yeah,
thing to do, but Gareth's done it for so long, you just kind of you expect it from him now, which is quite amazing when you think about it.
yeah. I mean, he definitely has a very strong vision.
Mm.
He's definitely very extremely particular about everything. Um, I wouldn't say it's a control freak, but he definitely has a point of view that he doesn't really budge from, and I think that's why his vision is so impactful.
Mm. But you guys have collaborated, for a really long time now. So in a way, can you almost not second guess that vision, but like, with this
No,
film, for example, was you're like, no, it has to come from
never.
So
I
tell me
always do
how this
something
film
wrong.
came
Well,
about. Like,
I
what
always
did
do
he
something
suggest?
wrong, and he always tells me, he's like, not quite like that, Ruth, more like this. Even when it comes down to like placement of his logo, everything is so particular and exact. So yeah, he lets me breathe within his constraints, but he has a lot of them.
So tell me with this, when he briefs you, then is it very extensive?
But it's not really like we don't sit down and have one conversation. It's lots of conversations and lots of ideas that go around the circles until we end up in the right place. So we do discuss and try things out and have lots of, it's not one conversation, it's like lots and lots of conversations. He shows me things, thinks about them, talk about them. He goes away, he's like, I thought about that and I think this is better. So it normally goes on for our conversations normally last a while before we shoot. It really lets me into what he's thinking about the design, so I get to see things that have worked in the collection, things that don't work in the collection. But yeah, really lets me into every single process, which means that by the time I'm making the film and I'm editing, I know where he's been, what he's tried, and I know all of his ins and outs of what works and what doesn't work within the collection.
Mm.
So it really means that I can sort of breathe within
Yeah, and you
that
must
and
feel
really
quite close
understand it.
to the clothes as well in that sense, having seen the collection
Yeah,
develop.
yeah, and he shows me fabrics that he's thinking about. He shows me fabrics that how they move and how they don't move. And then I go back to the studio and he's like, yeah, I scrapped that, it didn't work.
You're like, damn it.
So I really see everything. So he really does embrace me into his world.
So how long ago did you start sort of you say you have these initial discussions and you start floating around ideas. How long ago did you start doing that for this
Since
show
the
that we've
last
seen?
collection was over, really. Since he's been working on this collection.
And from the start, did he know, because it was a really strong statement, the film, did he know that he wanted to do something that was that strong?
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah. And he really explains it in such and I'm sort of quite reserved when it comes to, like, when he said he wants to go cut her hair off, I was like, you can't do that. You can't go to do that. That's terrible. And then he explained why. And I was like, okay, well, that's really powerful. And then on set, he's like, well, we should do it like this, we should do it like that. We had loads of conversations before it happened. And then he talked to Ameline in the same way as he talks to me. He really, really just makes it a collaborative conversation about how we should approach it. And of course there's Katie that's involved as well, and she's very
Katie Shillingford, yeah.
Yeah, she's really refined in her taste. So that's another element as well that's really exciting. So it's not just me and Gareth. Excuse me, it's not just me and Gareth, it's me, Katie, Carson, Gareth. We really all talk a long time about what's going to work and what's not going to work.
And do you try to do something? I thought it was interesting, kind of, watching the show and having the film there. Is there almost something, when especially in that context where you're using a fashion film alongside a runway presentation, is there kind of this desire to use the film to say something that, can't be said on the runway? Because it did feel like a lot of, the film was used in some ways to get across those kind of, those stronger messages that perhaps were too subtle or too complex for people to understand just from the runway.
Well, I think that people would have understood from the runway, but I think it just hit home. It just sort of that was just another tool to sort of re-punctuate exactly what he wanted to say. There was no room for, it could have been this or it could have been that. He was like, no, this is what it is. I think that film was just another way and another means for him to express exactly what he wanted to say.
Mm. And when you say exactly what he wanted to say, what do you think was exactly what he wanted to say?
This creation and devotion to his work, I think. And he's not said that to me. I think it was, like someone cutting their hair off. It's sort of like a monk sort of dedicating themselves to God, and I think it was just his dedication to his work.
Mm.
He's marrying his work,
Yeah,
design.
Absolutely. It's interesting you say that, because I think a lot of people, understandably, I think because of, the amazing makeup that Alex Box did, but they looked at the show and they took a lot of sort of anger from the show, whereas it seems you see quite a lot of positivity in it.
Sorry, say that again. You felt positivity from it?
Yeah, I think it seems like you saw it as quite a positive message.
Absolutely. But I just think it's about one's power, really. I mean, one's courage and power and determination. I don't think it was aggressive or angry. I just think it's determination and power. And for me, to make a film that has such a strong message about a woman's strength is all I ever want to do, really.
And Gareth,
truck reversing.
He gives you quite a lot of opportunities to do that, doesn't he? Though it's been a really fruitful collaboration. You must get so excited each season knowing that you can, potentially do something again.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's been such a long time since we've worked together as well. I feel like I've gone away and I've really refined my team and who I work with and how I want to direct.
Because what season was the last film that you did? It was 2013. Autumn in 2013. No, maybe I'm getting that wrong. When was it?
It was the one where we had the purple mask. I think it might have been 12. No.
But it's a long while ago. You're right, isn't it?
Yeah, it is quite a long time.
And
so coming together felt really, really like going home, really.
Yeah, which I guess makes sense because he was coming home.
Yeah, but just with a little bit more knowledge on my side, which is nice. I've got a team that I've worked with all the time. It just felt like such a joy.
And tell me, do you, Gareth, I think he's championed fashion film and film in general, within fashion for so long. Do you think that he has really sort of pioneered it as a medium?
Well, I think that he really understands it. I mean, I think he really understands. I think he'd be a great director. Well, he is a good director. He directs me. He doesn't just let me do what I want. I think he's a really good director. So it's kind of like a fine line if he directs it, me or him. Obviously, it's a collaboration, but I just think he really gets the medium of film. I think he really does, and you can feel that in his clothes.
Yeah, there's a sort of theatre to them and a cinematic quality, isn't there?
Yeah.
And will he sit with you when you actually edit it?
Yeah, of course. No, I want that shot to go there. I'm like, but Gareth, it needs to go there. He goes, no, put it back. Luckily I worked opposite his studio, so he pops in, comes to see the edit every time I'm in a place that I'm happy to show him. Him and Carson come and sit there, and he'll put the headphones on full blast. I can't believe how loud he has the music. He'll sit there and he'll have a moment on his own, and I'll send it to him so he's got time to think about it. So he really is really, really involved in the edit stage as well.
And you never find that sort of, you mentioned that he's very particular and that he sits with you there. You never find that sort of overbearing. You always find it really, really sort of inspiring.
No, it's the best. I mean, somebody that knows what they want, and then, he doesn't just say, put that there, do that there. He lets me breathe within that, and then I show him something that he's like, oh, that's interesting. Let's do that. Or I'll show him a test, but I don't keep anything from him. All of my tests, like, that shot with the horn and the fire coming out right at the end.
Yeah.
That was just sitting on my timeline. This is something that I just sort of messing around with, and I showed him it, and he's like, that's amazing. I was like, really? I thought you'd hate that. And he goes, no, I love that. So I never really know what he's going to like or dislike, so I just show him everything.
That's great that you can still be surprised by him, even though you've done, countless films together.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I never know what he's going to like. I mean, most of the time he laughs at all my special effects. They're really such ridiculous. I hate that. And I have to pretend not to be embarrassed. But yeah, I just love that someone that, really, really cares, really, really concentrates and considers. He doesn't just go, actually, I disagree. He'll take his time and explain to me why he doesn't want a shot in a certain place.
No, it must be really inspiring to work with someone who just has that, just knows what they want, has an idea.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely, yeah. And within that, the more rules I have, the more creative I have to be.
Yeah, that's interesting to put it like that. Well, I think it showed that you guys collaborate very effectively. It was amazing. It was an absolutely beautiful film, so congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.